Welcome back to the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2020 tournament. Today we've got Beta lowercase beta, also known as Raytheon, versus Microsoft Team 2. Dude, Raytheon's killing it with these team names. They just have a different team name every week. Maybe this is why they have so many buys, is that they're too busy creating these logos. But you know, I don't think they've lost a single game they've played so far, but at the same time, I would say they're probably in a group in the round robin that's a little bit lower than they should be, because I think they're definitely in the top half of the bracket, but just with the buys, they haven't really been playing as much. So I think, big spoiler, I do think Raytheon's gonna win this game, just based on previous games that I've seen from both teams, but hopefully Microsoft brings it to at least not a complete dumpstering, as we've kind of seen against a lot of the other teams against Raytheon so far. This was played a while ago. I'm still catching up. I've only got 2 Week 6 games left. This game, and then my own game, which I'm going to go through after this. And then we can finally move on to Week 7 games. So this is still being played on 7.25B. I know that's almost 3 patches ago now. 7.26A just released today. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm too busy casting games. So I have to kind of move my head back to what the meta was about 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago now. But I mean, it hasn't changed too much. Maybe this new patch has changed a lot. There was a big change, a lot of nerfs in 7.26A. But I think most of the heroes are still pretty good. It was mostly just speed nerfs around the clock. I mean, obviously that benefits certain heroes. But this game, I think it's pretty normal bans all around. Lich being banned out from Microsoft, so they don't want to see this Lich Grimstrike tri-lane that they do every game, that Raytheon's done in the last 2 games I've seen them. It's worked out for them so far. We'll see if they have something different up their sleeves this time. Gonna start with the Mars, a very super meta hero right now. I didn't even think he got nerfed that much in the latest patch, so we'll be seeing this boy a lot. He just honestly feels so good right now. It's you just leave him alone in a 2v1, he would just hit level 6 and then not give a shit about anyone. I think once he gets level 3, you go 1-1-1, and then Mars just feels pretty unkillable. And Microsoft Team 2 gonna open with a Beastmaster Coddle combo. Interesting. This is not a combination that you see too often with Coddle. Although I definitely think there's value in spamming wild axes. That's a lot of damage amp for the Beastmaster. This also, I feel Coddle is better as a position 5 than a position 4, so they probably won't even be in the same lane. But the option is there to have Beastmaster do his thing, and Chakra is not bad for Beastmaster either. Being able to get your second bore out a bit earlier is pretty good. Spamming wild axes is also pretty great, although you don't really want to level wild axes early on. Okay, this is the lane, right? Mars Phoenix. This combination is sick. It's so hard to beat this lane already. Phoenix is... See, the Fire Spirits seem a little bit ridiculous. I think this is also pre-Fire Spirit nerf. They removed 5 damage at each level in 7.25C. And then there's also today's patch, which increased the cooldown. So Phoenix is going to be pretty busted in this patch. And the other thing is that the Mars Arena blocks projectiles. So if you put the if there's an arena between like the shooter and Mars, then it's not gonna hit the egg, and it just makes it so much easier to get the egg off. So this is a really sick combo coming out of Raytheon here. It doesn't really seem like Microsoft are really set up to, like, from their initial 2 heroes. They already don't have many opportunities to kill this egg. The attack speed aura is nice from Beastmaster, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Ursa's banned out as well, so is Snapfire. 2 heroes that tend to do really well, at least in the early levels against Phoenix. Egg. Ricky gonna be banned out here for Microsoft Team 2. I mean, I guess Ricky is like the quote-unquote counter to Mars. You know, Mars blocks damage from the front, but Ricky always ends up behind you somehow. But I'm not feeling big on Ricky right now.
Hurry.
Let's see who Microsoft Team 2 bans out. This could be a Phoenix 5, but I think Phoenix 4 is a little bit more popular these days. It definitely helps to have a little bit of farm on this hero. Try and get an early Spirit Vessel / Ags or Ags, and then get those extra hits on the egg. Huh. I mean, the other great thing about this combo is with Phoenix, you like want to try and run away from you either want to like hard commit for the egg or try and run away from the egg. They don't have Centaur available unless this Beastmaster plays like position 4 or maybe position 4 Centaur, and then he's just a stampede machine. But like, I don't really see the options for them to disengage from this Phoenix, so they're kind of committed, but this Mars makes it really hard as well for either option. An anti-mage ban. Huh. That hero's garbage. Although it's good in right situations. Coddle can't really do much against AM. They're gonna pick Shadow Shaman. Oh, Earth Spirit. This is not a hero you see too often. Oh, what? I guess it's a Phoenix 5. It could be a mid-Earth Spirit as well, but that seems pretty wild. I would be very surprised if we saw an mid-Earth Spirit, but he's becoming more viable. You know, he's like, you know, get some 0.5 agi gain every level, here and there, 100 rolling bolt, 400 rolling bolt to distance, you know.
10 seconds to pick.
Earth Spirit's slowly been being buffed more and more. He's gonna be pretty god tier soon, I think. Like, he's just a few buffs away from being god tier. Again. Oh, Winter Wyvern as well? What is going on with this draft? They have a lot of... It's very confusing. I don't know what's going on at all. Okay, so I mean, it seems like the Winter Wyvern is just going to be a way for to cancel TPs, but also, I mean, like, Wyvern's pretty good against these kind of zoo-like heroes like Beastmaster. Then you get to curse all of the units under Beastmaster's control. Being able to curse someone and have Jug kill them is quite nice as well. We could see this. This could also be a mid-Winter Wyvern. It's not a bad game. I mean, they don't know what the mid matchup is, but Wyvern is not. I don't think Wyvern loses that many mid matchups. The base damage is kind of low, but you get harassed with the Arctic Burn. The only problem is it's like very long cooldown. You probably want to go for Splinter Blast at level 1 to be able to secure the range creep with the Splinter Blast. Wraith King gonna be the final ban here from Microsoft. I think they've probably identified that like it's either the Wyvern or the Earth Spirit going mid, right? I think it's still open. They banned the Viper on Raytheon, so that's kind of leading me towards a mid Earth Spirit, because like that seems like a pretty miserable matchup for Earth Spirit. But I think there's still a lot of matchups that are bad for Earth Spirit. Like TA, they could be a pretty easy kill. Oh, Terrorblade and Phoenix, this is the combo as well. Like get Ags on Phoenix, eat the Terrorblade during the Supernova, and you get a free Metamorphosis out of it. Seems pretty worth. Although, like, you don't always want to do that, right? Like, seems very situational, but the combo potential is there. This is a pretty good Terrorblade game so far. He doesn't really care about Beastmaster's harass because he got so much armor. There's not much magic burst damage on the side of Microsoft Team 2. So this last pick really needs to go big. It can't... I'm like kind of feeling Storm Spirit, but I'm not. Like, I don't think he can kill Terrorblade within the time that Storm Spirit has. They need a lot of burst damage on their team right now. They just don't have it. What could this be? You're probably up against an Earth Spirit who... It's gonna be a decent Pugna game, like, just you go Dagon and like YOLO zap people. They gotta deal with TA, so a lot of physical damage against this Terrorblade. I feel like they're gonna try and kill everyone except the Terrorblade. and then try and deal with the Terrorblade last, but Mars is really tanky too. And there's Winter Wyvern. Like, they have the Cold Embrace. They've got they have no heroes to really deal with the Supernova either. I feel like Raytheon has a really good lineup here, and they're going to be able to like roll over this game. I think I don't really see a way for like Microsoft to win these fights. Like, they'd have to like open with a Raw on a TB who's out of position. Once the Supernova comes out, like, I think they're just really screwed. Also, it's going to be a mid-Earth Spirit after all. I haven't seen this. I've heard it's like been cut on the up and up, but I've never seen it personally myself. So I'm pretty excited for some mid-Earth Spirit action. Alright, let's introduce the teams. On the side of Raytheon, aka Beta Beta, lowercase beta, I've got Pralad on the Earth Spirit, Astro on the Mars, Bad Bitch from Chicago on the Terrorblade, Good Kid on the Phoenix, and the Hacker on the Winter Wyvern. On the side of Microsoft Team 2, we've got Zed on the Templar Assassin, No Fail on the Keeper of the Light, PV on the Beastmaster, Mr. Bond on Jug, and Saren on the Shadow Shaman. So this lane definitely has a lot more kill potential than the Coddle Jug lane. Going for the level 1 Shackles, so trying to get an early kill with that. Raytheon, it seems like a lot of heroes going bot. They definitely have the potential to kill this Mars between the Shaman and the Jug. Although, I don't know, Mars is pretty beefy, and you can't really attack them while you're shackling them. And level 1 Shackles doesn't really do that much damage as it used to. Level 1 Chakra Magic for Coddle. It really doesn't help that much, right? Like, it's only, what? I think this is probably an updated one. Okay, so it's like nothing's gonna really happen at either lane. Gonna be a tri-lane to start with. TB's AFK. Oh, the level 1 Ring of Tarask. Okay. This is not that common, especially since they increased the cost by 50 gold, so you can't just start with it anymore. But hey, it seems like a really good item on Terrorblade. He has very low base HP, and having a ton of armor early on, I think this is actually a pretty good idea. And yeah, I mean, Raytheon again with their signature tri-lane strategy. He's gonna leave Astro on his own, but like I mentioned in the draft, he's a Mars, and he does usually not care. I think we might see him go for a Bulwark at level 2, and then he'll be able to like tank these Shadow Shaman hits a little bit better. Mid lane can be a TA against Earth Spirit. I can't imagine this is a great lane for the Earth Spirit, being a melee hero against TA, and you don't really have any dot damage either to deal with this refraction, even if the Earth Spirit manages to get in. At the same time, this tri-lane doesn't really inspire me with that much confidence. Like, Wyvern Phoenix as a tri-lane, it seems, I mean, Terrorblade's gonna get his farm, but you're not gonna get any kills out of this. Wyvern already taking a pretty hefty chunk of damage, and Astro, he gets a solo kill at top. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, level 2 Bulwark, so he is going to be quite difficult to take down now. Mr. Bot, he's going to hit level 3 soon, so this could be their opportunity. Just walk up with the level 2 spin shackles, and Astro probably needs to be a little bit careful, but Saren's going to pull the wave back and try and get some more space for him. I would assume, okay, level 2 spear. I think 111 is usually what I see most people go for on Mars at level 3. I mean, they can't kill this Terrorblade at all. He's got 7.7 health regen. It doesn't even matter. He's got a Battle Fury queued up after the... Wow, okay, it's gonna be Battle Fury Terrorblade, it seems like. It's gonna get a lot of regen. And Earth Spirit, he's actually not doing too bad in this lane. 8 and 4 against 11 and 0. Not really sure what's going on here. He's actually got a level advantage as well. So maybe getting some key denies here. Alright, well, they still haven't killed Astro at top. They do have the level 2 spin. So I feel like they could probably just go for it and try and get as much damage as possible. It seems like a wasted opportunity if they're not going to go for it. And here it is. The Shackles comes out, and Astro, I think he's dead. Nice pick up there for Microsoft. PV getting zoned out of the lane. It's not that easy to tri-lane. Go against a tri-lane as Beastmaster. You feel really weak until you get the level 2 boar. And he did go for a Wild Axes build. Good kid, taking a pretty hefty chunk of damage to the tower, taking a lot of damage as well. Hitting an Illuminate as well. Level 2 Illuminate for the Keeper of the Light. I mean, I don't mind it. The Binding Light's not going to be that useful in this lane. PV just getting zoned out by this Terrorblade. I don't think this... I don't know. I mean, I don't think Shaman would be faring much better in this lane anyway. In fact, they'd probably lose it harder. DD picked up by the TA now, so Earth Spirit hasn't been able to approach the lane. He has the farm on the tower. He's got a Quelling Blade though, so it's not too difficult for him. Be able to get that range creep as well. So it seems like they're just gonna be able to trade farm here. It doesn't seem like this TA is gonna try and dive this Earth Spirit. Meta's popped. Farm these boars. That's a level 2 boar as well. I mean, Terrorblade, he really doesn't care about these boars. 5-minute battery is gonna come up now. Mars, he's gonna be able to spear away this Shadow Shaman, so I don't really see how Saren's gonna be able to grab this Bounty Rune. And it could have been 4 Bounty Runes, but instead they're gonna pick up this kill anyway. They baited no fail in by letting him get the Bounty Rune, but he's gonna die a pretty slow and painful death here. One last tick from the Fire Spirits will finish him off. And Mars, he's level 5. He's having a great game so far. That one death earlier hasn't really slowed him down that much. Once he gets level 6, he's just going to be able to blow up this Shadow Shaman. Like, there's not really a whole lot Jug's going to be able to help him do. Just drop the arena, spear the Shaman, and then kill him. It's really nice and easy for him. You don't have to worry about killing the Jug. It's going to be pretty tough to kill the Jug. And Spirit, he's level 6 now. We'll see if he wants to make a rotation. He at least needs to get rid of the siege creep first. He's not really putting pressure on the tower while this is happening. Reach head's picked up. Alright, the hacker, he's getting kind of low, but there's only one ball. And it's trapped behind the tree and it's gonna die as well. Alright, Mars, he's level 6 now. I think if he just spots the Shaman, he's gonna die. Oh no, if you like Hex and Shackle the Mars, that's a lot of time of the arena you're gonna waste, so maybe not completely worth it. I think he might have to kind of do it blind, like he has to make sure he doesn't get spotted. TA is gonna take this tower now, but Earth Spirit, he's made his way down, but the ward spots him out. But PV, he is in so much trouble. The rolling boulder comes through, gonna cancel the TP, and PV is a dead man. But TA getting a pretty decent chunk of damage on the tower in mid. Probably not the best rotation for Earth Spirit, but at the same time, it didn't take him very long, right? He probably used some rolling boulders to get to his target pretty quickly. One of the benefits here, and Pralad, he's getting dive here. The trap goes off. He's getting quite low, but the rolling boulder through. The refraction is ended, and the Magnetize comes out. Pralad, he's not able to get the kill here. Well, he ends up dying to the tower, but a refraction pops south. No one's gonna end up dying here. Nice rotation from the hacker. Gonna get that cold embrace on his ally. Very close call for both players here, but Pralad's going to pick up the double damage rune, and that's a full bottle. Who's he going to go for? He doesn't have Magnetize to burn through this refraction right now, so not going to be able to really put some kill potential on the TA here. Oh, the mana leak. Mana leak is such a waste of a spell. I just feel like it's kind of pointless, and it just makes it so like, alright, there it is, top lane. Astro just blowing up the Shaman here, and these Omni-Slash hits just getting blocked from the front, and the spin, it's already been used. The spear will miss for the time being, so Jug, is he going to be able to go to wait? Another rolling boulder is available, but he's not going to go for it. Alright, mana popped at bottom. Shaman showed up now, but I think he's just going to get blown up by this Terrorblade here. He's taking a lot of damage, didn't use the Hex on the illusion to get rid of it. And Terrorblade, I mean, he's just hitting people. And PV, he's in a lot of trouble. One more hit will finish him off as well. And Saren, the illusions are going to finish him off as well. I feel like not skilling Blinding Light was potentially bad there, but he only just got level 4, so I can't really blame him for that, but not putting a point of Blinding Light at level 4 I think is a bit of a mistake. He's trying to push this wave out with the blast, but Terrorblade, he's got enough armor at like 9 minutes into the game. He's not really going to care about this tower. The meta has run out now, so maybe he's going to be able to take this tower, no problems. The 10-minute bounty runes, it's going to be all 4 going the way of Raytheon this time, so they're starting to pull ahead in this game a little bit. Phoenix picking up a arcane rune, and somehow they're like really high level for a tri-lane, right? Like, I usually find that at the 10-minute mark, both supports are like probably around level 5. If one of the lanes is going well, then like, you know, they're both going to be, one of them's going to be level 6. and then you give the time to the other one. But somehow in this tri-lane, oh, TA, pretty deep in mid, the Magnetize comes out, and another tick of the Magnetize. The rolling boulder is gonna miss. Nice jukes there from Zed. Wyvern is showing up now. Another Magnetize proc, another boulder rolling in as well, and Zed, he's gonna die. So this is a pretty sick spirit play. 65 damage now on the Earth Spirit, and Mr. Bond goes down solo to Astro here. So, you know, this is one of those games where you're starting to lose all 3 lanes towards the end of the laning phase, and it's rough because Jug and TA, they're not ready to fight at all. Jug is probably the closest to being fight ready. PV's still level 5, so he doesn't have Raw available yet. They do have the Kodo ultimate now, and Shaman's gonna hit 6 soon as well. So maybe once Jug gets this Maelstrom, they might try and group up as 4 and at least try and like buy some space for the TA to get her core items. And she needs that Blink Deso before she can really come online. And it's still quite far away. Saren's just gonna get blown up here. He did hit level 6 though. They have a pretty decent amount of team fight on the side of Microsoft, although so does the other side, right? Like this big team fight on both sides. The execution is a little bit harder from the side of Raytheon, but they're ahead, so there's definitely less pressure. TA is gonna pressure this tower, and it seems like they're gonna get it. Oh, actually, Pralad, he rolls in. Like slowed down on the TA. She's in a lot of trouble. Omnislash is gonna come out. Phoenix almost ends up going down here, but now the arenas come out. Shackles onto the Mars. Can they finish him off? The projectiles are being blocked by the arena wall, and Mr. Bond is the one who ends up going down. The Kodo ultimate gonna get dropped here, but they only get the Phoenix out of it. That arena wall just saving Astro's life there. And they don't end up getting this tower. Taking the safe lane tower is incredibly difficult. It's a little bit easier on the Dire side, but like, there's so many angles to approach from. They're actually gonna end up taking the tower anyway. Astro is in a bit of trouble, but Pralad comes in now. There's still no blinding light to help this TA. The Hex comes out, but TA, her attack speed is slowed down. The rolling boulder is going to miss as well. Zed gets a refraction in a few seconds. Need to dodge these rolling boulders. Astro, he's in so much trouble. The refraction comes out, but it's pinned to a tree, and it's gonna end up running out to the fire spirits here. So Zed will end up going down. Pralad, he's got another roll forward with the boulder as well. He's gonna whiff. So Nofail's gonna survive a little bit longer, but ends up dying to the rolling, the boulder smash. Oh, they're so close to getting these kills, but it's just the TA is a little bit too far behind. Has a going for a Deso first. This usually means you want to farm rather than fight. Even though Deso does give you that minus armor, it's definitely more useful from a farming perspective. But should help with her damage issues a little bit. Jug almost has the Maelstrom now, so that should increase his damage output pretty significantly. Should help his farming speed as well. Okay. Bad bitch from Chicago, he's finished his Battle Fury. That's so fast, actually. That's insanely fast. I mean, I guess it's a TB, so he does farm pretty fast normally. Not really an item you see every day on TB. Go for an S and a Y next. Alright, bot lane. The Master Arena goes down. PV's already dead. The Will-O-Wisp comes out, but there's not really much follow-up. And these two cores from the Raytheon, they're pretty tanky. With Pralad, it looks like he might actually go down, but he manages to get a rolling boulder out of the Winter's Curse onto Saren here. He's gonna probably end up going down here. Meld from Zed. Gonna go for the double Meld strike hit. And Good Kid, he gets the egg off in time, and he will end up going down, but they do lose everyone for it. Jug, the only one who made it through that engagement because he was on the other side of the map. But TB is going to be able to pick up this bounty rune. They're just farming right next to each other, and they're going to spot each other now. Alright, Reflection comes out. It's still a level 1 reflection, so doesn't last very long. Nether Shore picked up now for the Terrorblade. Seems like a pretty good item on Earth Spirit. He has a pretty decent chunk of armor naturally, and he does a lot of magic damage. He's also got the Veil now as well. I think that's I would imagine that's a pretty normal item on a mid-Earth Spirit. not really something you see too often, but it definitely ups all of his damage. DD at top. Seems like no one's really going to spot out. No, Prollard's going to end up grabbing it, and I mean, he's going to hit pretty hard now. That DD rune. So Maelstrom is done. On the Jug. TA is somewhat close to the. Oh, she missed another Meld Strike. I think what's happening is like Zed is rolling Boulder in and a kickback as well, and Zed he's in a little bit of trouble. He's speed back as well. There's so much bullshit to push you out of position here. I think what's happening is Zed, like, he only has 2 points of the Side Blades. He's kind of like overestimating his attack range a little bit, missing these Side Blade, these Meld Strike hits. Blink now done on Astro. Beastmaster going for a HOD. He has the money for it now. I think this could be an okay timing, but they can find like a wolf creep. Maybe they can get the damage to kill these heroes. Because once TA hits the Deso, even though TA is like a little bit far behind, they do have a pretty decent chunk of damage. None of these heroes except the TB have particularly high amounts of armor. Saren doesn't get caught out yet. Should be able to TP out of there. There's nothing to cancel, but the rolling boulder's back up. Oh, that was really close. Yeah, Zed just really needs her Deso. I feel like Zed showed up to these fights a little bit too early. Like, as TA, you really want to like just hit the jungle until you get your Blink Deso, and then like she should have at least like be close to the Blink by now if she didn't get interrupted. Meanwhile, Kono goes down in mid. Alright. So, it seems like Raytheon, they're trying to find something with this Mars Arena, but instead Terrorblade, he's just gonna walk at this bottom tier 2 and take it out. Nothing really to stop him. This Terrorblade has just had such a free game.
Dire's bottom tower is in pieces.
Alright, Radiance coming out for the Earth Spirit. He's almost got it. He's pretty close to the relic at least. And TA. Oh, Terrorblade from the high ground. The Mars Arena comes out with the Kono. Oh, but Abrams is getting blown up by this Terrorblade. He's already got a triple kill coming out. The Omni Slash comes out, but it's not going to be very effective. And another kill for Bad Bitch from Chicago. The Metamorph has run out, but the Rampage for the Terrorblade just like walked up and hit people. He killed the supports instantly, and I think this game is going to end pretty soon. I can't imagine it going on for much longer now. You really can't deal with this Terrorblade right now. They don't have Kodo ulti either, so yep, they're just going to go for the throne. Really nothing to stop this Terrorblade right now. He still has Sunder as well. Oh, alright, just gonna toy with him a little bit. And Saren, he seems like he's also gonna go down. A bunch of spells do whiff, but the Phoenix Egg comes out now. And gonna be able to zone them back. Bit of a zoning Phoenix Egg going on there. Ward's gonna get farmed up as well. They can take bot racks if they want to as well. It looks like they're gonna back off for the time being, pick up some bounty runes. I mean, this is definitely some like total domination from Raytheon going on here, but I do think there's probably a little bit of a skill difference gap here as well. Alright. TA's just gonna walk up a hill. She does have the Deso now, but she's alone against potentially 3 heroes. And Spirit's gonna roll in. Now, that was a big throw and a half. They do manage to kill the Phoenix, but you trade your mid for it. It's not really worth it at all. Not really sure what Zed was doing over on that side of the map, away from the rest of his team.
Under fire.
TB's probably just gonna instantly kill this shaman here. Alright, reflection popped. And meta popped. Oh no, that's just bullying at this point. Gonna take this tower through backdoor protection as well. Does he have enough damage for it? Looks like he does. Just doing Terrorblade things, you know, 21 minutes into the game, you can go through backdoor protection. And they have the mid wave as well, so no backdoor protection for this T3 up top. The Radiance is now done on the Earth Spirit, so he's gonna hit pretty hard as well. He actually hits really hard for Earth Spirit. Plus 65 damage. And Marzarina gonna just zone them out. He's gonna blow up the Coddle in the meantime. This game should be pretty close to ending soon. Alright, well, seems like Shaman wants to get dropped. I don't know, I feel like Earth Spirit probably shouldn't have been able to do so well against TA in mid. I mean, at the very least, he got his experience. He got a pretty decent chunk of last hits. The GG's finally called. I mean, Raytheon, this tri-lane again, they just really focus on having Terrorblade, you know, their carry just like have a pretty free game, and then leave Astro on his own. And Mars, he's a perfect hero for that kind of role as an offlaner. You know, he just went 2v1, he got a solo kill really early on against the Shaman. You really, like, I don't know. I do think, like, there's not that many heroes in the offlane that can do this, like, 2v1 situation. Mars, I mean, the whole reason he's so popular is that he can do this, so maybe you should think about banning these, like, kind of 2v1, like, these solo offlaners that don't really care about, like, other heroes in the lane, like Elsie, Mars, Timbersaw, could be something. Because even though they didn't run the Lich Grimstroke combo again, the tri-lane, it wasn't even the scariest tri-lane to go into, like the dual bird situation. But you really do need to match this tri-lane with another tri-lane. You definitely aren't going to win a tri-lane with 2 heroes unless you have like Undying or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I guess this is kind of like a win lane, win game situation. Prala didn't have the smoothest laning phase, but it also didn't go badly for him either, so that's like pretty good for an mid Earth Spirit, I'd say.